I thought I would just do a brief little rundown of what's going on here, the farming strategy, and how I'm doing the divines. A lot of people are thinking like I made my divine video, my 55 divine budget video, and a lot of people think that that's like really unattainable. And eh, it can be if you're just starting out 55 divines, but you got to understand that took, I've been steadily upgrading this guy, 5 divine, 5 divine, 5 divine. As you get currency, you upgrade your stuff. So it's a very it's a very sort of offset process. Each piece is like a day apart. So by the time you get like 3 weeks into it, you've replaced everything a couple times, and it's like a very incremental upgrade. So just to start, it is a cultist greathammer build. Some people were curious as to why I spent 20 divines on this hammer. That's just, they have low base damage because they have the splash damage. I think that's just put in place by GGG to balance the hammer. If this hammer did 550 to 900 damage, it would just, nobody would have any reason to use anything else, and this build would just be like the meta, and it would kill rares in one hit and stuff like that. So they lowered the base damage of it, and that comes with the splash damage that clears the whole screen. So there's gives and takes. It doesn't pack the same punch as like a bigger hammer. Even this one, it looks 375 to 506. I've theory crafted this thing up and down, and what I've found out is that, like, let's say I do this one. This one has 75k ignite. This one has 224k ignite. I mean, it's because of the melee skills and the increased elemental damage and the flat cold damage and the flat fire damage. It's like a whole combination of everything, and not just the weapon's physical damage up top, 375 to 506. That's actually just a smaller part of it. So, anyway, there's the weapon swap. Cultist Great Hammer, Hammer of the Gods weapon swap, elemental damage, melee skills. We went to Warrior. Get up to 7k life. I have 7100. Everything has life. Everything has, life and strength and resistances. So the resistances are 81, 80, 87, 75. 75% block. And then boost your life as much as you can. There are better ways to do it. I could put on a Mahuatl's shield and get up to, I think I calculated it out to be about 8,900 life. So I could get up to 9k life, and with the upgrades that I could probably get a clean 10k life with this guy. I don't know if I would be the first Titan to do that or what, but there's a lot of upgrades that I could have here. I see some blaring weaknesses here across the board. So a lot of stuff has close to maximum life rolls, but they're close to maximum life rolls, but then a lot of stuff doesn't. I mean, this is still pretty close, but these are not close. This is not close. This 153, I'd have to. This could have a double life roll, but then you would lose something else. I have 73% rarity on the character as well, so I mean, I'm not just completely boosting the life like only. So I could get a lot of life from my from the various different nodes, mainly by getting strength. 662 strength. We try and keep a pretty fine balance of damage with the hammer and tankiness and survivability. I could go more damage, I could go more tankiness, I could go more life, but it is what it is. Let's go over the Atlas. Full map boss difficulty, irradiated. This is a good one. It just makes everything harder and juicier. The breach, you could go many different ways with this. I go breaches in your maps open and close 30% slower. This is really good for the Titan, or any class with like limited travel capabilities, like no blink or temporalis or what. I mean, barely anybody has temporalis. Even with the duping, barely anybody can afford it. So the people in the real world here. Let's see. Quantity of breach splinters. I need to kill Zesht one more time, so I'm just farming up breach splinters. I have never once in my life bought a breach splinter for exalted orbs or whatever divines. I've never bought a breach splinter. Never crossed my mind. you know, you just look up and you have 200 of them and you go, hey, I'm pretty close to 300. Let's farm some breaches. And then over the course of a couple weeks, you kill Zesht a few times. I need to kill him one more time to get this. This is huge. This is awesome, man. You can get 10 breaches in a map. That is insane. This is a good one. Increased monster density. This one's good. More splinters. And, of course, open and close 30% slower. We run shield charge. I have 2 charges of shield charge and then like a 4-second cooldown or something. So it's not 100% uptime, but you know, he hauls ass. When you shield charge around, he hauls ass. There's like probably a 2-second or 3-second delay in between. So there's that. Let's see. What else do I want to go into? That's pretty much it. And then I just wanted to kind of demo a map. So, let's see here. What do I want to do? I think all we're gonna do is we're gonna do just a little ritual and breach sand spit. One of my favorite maps. It's not juiced up or anything. I just uncovered. I think a stone citadel is right down here. So I'm kind of gunning my way over to the stone citadel over here. And we come across a sand spit, and I figure I would do a little demo here. The rituals are super fun with the cultist greathammer and the breaches, you know. I mean the rituals, the breaches are fun. The rituals are just a currency generator. Ritual altars in your map spawn monsters 25% faster. Ritual favors in your maps have a 50% increased chance to contain omens. Jeez, read all that. So there's omens, there's currency, and audience with the king. There's more currency. Each one of those is like 6 div. I have each one of those that I've found 2 of those. I've just, you know, taken the opportunity to actually fight the King of the Mist and get the points. So I need to kill him 2 more times. Level 3 and level 4 hard mode. So, but yeah, if you don't want to do the points, you can sell these for 6 or 7 or 8 divines each. They're very rare, so you want to kind of work your way towards this. It'll pay off in the long run. When a season is 2 or 3 months long, or 3 or 4 months long, like PoE 1, you're going to have a lot of time to do stuff like this. So people want instant gratification and to think in the short term, but you got to kind of work your way. Instead of making 12 divines here, you know, it'll pay off. I don't use omens to craft, like the expensive crafting omens. I don't really get into that yet because it's just you need multiple of them. And if I have one of them and just no intention on crafting a mirror tier item, I'm just going to sell it. And those are like 8 divs each too for the big omens. So this is just a currency generator. Anytime in the maps that you see a ritual, just jump on it and do it. You know, could have an omen, could have crazy items. Many items out of the ritual I've exalt slammed and corrupted and socketed and everything, and sold for 15-20 divines. So it's a big currency generator. We'll pick a map here. Let's see, a corrupted map, T15. I had my eye on this one, I think. Packs, pack size, magic monsters, rare monsters. 0 suffixes. That is right up my alley. No suffixes, please. And as you can see, the actual map itself is not juiced by any towers or any precursor tablets or anything like that. It's just 25% increased magic monsters. And I don't know if that applies to the monsters that spawn out of the breach. I actually don't think so. So I don't think any of this stuff affects the breach, but I could be wrong. There's a very specific modifier on a breach precursor tablet that says, you know, such and such percentage extra monsters spawn in the breach. So if it doesn't say that, if it doesn't have that tagline, I'm assuming it doesn't affect that, but it might. More testing needs to be done. Let's see what we got here. T15, no corruption, no nothing, no boss. We're just making our way over to the Stone Citadel. I'm gonna leave the Delirium alone. It's just annoying, and I don't need any stuff out of there. Get like 2 simulacrum splinters per Delirium map, and it just feels like a total waste of time. I still haven't been able to do 1 simulacrum, so This map should be pretty easy. There's no suffixes on it, and just even if there was, it's just a regular T15 map. But this will just be a decent demo. We'll see what kind of density we can get out of this breach. See what we pull out of the ritual. This is mostly just a little demo. A couple people asked me on my older videos, are you like my how to farm a perfect jeweler's orb video? They're like, what build is that? And I'm kind of, now, that was a couple weeks ago. I'm like, that was a Stampede build, you know. Stampede was, man, it was something. It was fun while it lasted, but yeah, charging around and then missing half the time. And I mean, luckily stuff did explode. Like with Stampede, even stuff would explode behind you, but it was still super clunky. And I just prefer the run and gun technique. You're just running and gunning. Everything's just kind of dying in front of you. It just feels more melee, and I don't want the Titan to be shooting little icicles and fireballs and the projectiles and stuff. You just feel like a sorceress with a mace. Instead of shooting fireballs out of a wand, you're just shooting them out of a mace. So it just feels kind of weird. I think a melee character should be a melee character. So, yeah, you know, you gotta whack people over the head with a 200-pound mace. Let's see, nothing in here. We only have one small one here. Oh, we have two small ones. So we'll see what clears up here. We got 3 rituals, 750 tribute from that one. That's really good. We'll see what it adds up to. We might have to refresh it. I usually refresh every time. If there's nothing, if there's no Omen or Audience with the King, I'll refresh it. And I'm putting together a bunch of unidentified maces and mauls and stuff. I'm gonna do a video with like 200 of them and just identify them on the video. I mean, this will be like the little demo of the build. Some people don't even know what the Cultist greathammer is. I feel sorry for them, but you at the same time, you don't want everybody doing the same cookie cutter bullshit. So, you know, these little chaos balls, I think I can just let a couple of them hit me. I don't think they'll kill me right away, but still want to kind of kite them around. You don't just want to try and face tank them. Yeah, I mean, it was only a couple weeks ago that I had whatever 4K life or whatever, so I think maybe if I could hit this rare mob, we could move on with the video. You know, if there's one place that the Cultist greathammer falls off, it's the like single target, like rare mob, tanky rare mobs, but there's got to be gives and takes to everything. I just don't know if I would play one of these Stormweaver Spark things. Even if you gave me a free build, like a mirror build or whatever, and you said, here, go nuts, I really just don't think I would play it. I just don't like seeing the sparks, and I don't like being kind of like a, I don't know, like a 120-pound weakling. Everybody kind of has their own thing that they, their own reason for doing whatever. I sometimes take a look at the items. Like I said, I've pulled multiple divines out of here, just exalt slamming, and sometimes the items are just like, you know, 30 move speed boots and stuff like that. Just right off the rip, and you get them out of there cheap, and then you exalt slam a resistance on them or whatever, and you get like 2 or 3 divines. So, you know, in reality, the map was, you know, you might have only found 3 or 4 exalts in the map, but it was a 3 or 4 divine map because you pulled those boots out of there. So it all adds up. Here's our breach. We'll clear a little path around the breach, and you'll get to see this this 30% opening and closing speed, 30% slower speed. You'll get to see what that looks like. It's, in my opinion, that's what the warrior needs. Like, you need that node in the Atlas tree to do breaches properly as a warrior. I mean, like I said, I have the shield charge and it covers some decent ground, but nothing like a blink or anything like that. So we'll see what kind of density we get here, how many hands we get, how many breach splinters we get. I think my PR on breach splinters is like 40. So this one's already not looking too great, but always a tanky boy. I don't know how much time I want to. He's gonna die now. All right, good. Like I said, I mean, the tankier mobs are gonna take a couple hits to kill, but everything else just kind of evaporates. So, and without this Atlas node, I think the thing would already be closing by now. So, I feel like it's pretty mandatory. And we'll see if we can cover some ground back this way. It might start closing up. This is kind of like, they had this node in PoE 1 too, and it was really good as well. I just know it can get a little frustrating as a warrior without that node because the thing just opens and closes so fast. It's already over, you know. It's like over and done with before you even get moving. All right, let's count all this stuff up here. I'd say that wasn't, you know, the density was okay, but as far as the splinters and the loot, I don't see any divines or anything. Yeah, by far the highest percentage of raw divines that I've dropped have not been from breaches. I mean, I have 73% rarity. I think people blow that shit out of proportion, but I've seen some YouTube videos of people with 300 rarity, and they'll drop like, you know, they'll go nuts if they drop 2 divines in one map, and it's like, yeah, how much of that was RNG anyway? I mean, come on. I've dropped 2 divines in one map before, and I had, you know, 80 rarity. So this is you're starting to get into like an RNG territory that's kind of weird. Oh, did I finish the rituals? I think I got a ritual to find in there. I really want to see if there's an audience with the king in there. Let's go find out. Let's see what we ended up with. We got where are they at? 23 breach splinters, and just a bunch of other stuff, chaos orbs and whatever. And you want to kill as many of these monsters inside the ritual as you can, because they revive, you know, they resurrect in here, and they get you up to that those higher numbers. I mean, this Cultist greathammer build is pretty much tailor-made for breach and ritual. I mean, your movement speed is obviously not, you know, whatever. It's not zipping around and teleporting around, but that's not all that matters anyway, so. We'll buy the Exalt. Check this stuff out real quick. Don't waste too much time. If you see something has like 180 life on it or something, buy it, but nah. Yeah. So this is where we, how much is this? 2,300. Nope. Yeah, so there's nothing in here. And what do we got left? 1,800. Yeah. I really don't think anything in here is worth anything. Yeah. That's unfortunate. Like I said, the audience with the king is so few and far between, even with that node. Even on the Atlas tree node, 50%, it's like if it was a 1% chance to be in there, it's like a 1.5% chance now, which is great. Let's see. Nope. 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 these. Okay. So what I'm doing with these is, this is just another like currency thing. Usually I'll just, you know, do what I do with these, but exalt slam them and whatnot if they're good. But I am putting together a little video here. I'll show you what I do. Oh, we actually have a few that we can run with here. We have 3 of these. Just go here. Make sure none of them are like badass. Some of them can be like 550 damage and you're like, you catch it before you put it in there. And you just get yourself an un-ID'd one. And the way I have my loot filter set up is like a lot of hammers and boots and stuff like that. I mean, if you go in here, let's go in here and just take a look at what's on the ground that I didn't even see. It's probably 95% of items are just on the ground. I mean, I see no advanced items, no nothing. Let's go back to where this breach was. See what's kicking around on the ground here. I mean, there's all this crap on the ground. And that's probably the same for everybody, but that just goes to show you kind of the loot filter. I should have all these boots. Not showing me my boots. I gotta go fix my loot filter. But yeah. I mean, it's not like some of the people with the tons of item quantity and stuff. This map has 5% increased item quantity, so it would be a total nightmare with like 60 or 70% quantity. It would just be packed and full of crappy items. That's when you start to get, in my opinion, that's when the divines drop, is item quantity. They're going to drop regardless of your rarity. I dropped a divine in the campaign. I've had like negative rarity. I was like level 40, I think, and I dropped a divine. So, you know, is it going to help having 300? Yeah, maybe a little bit, but I think item quantity, that's what was the big deal in PoE 1. And I think that's still a big deal that people don't realize, is item quantity is over all else. 23 breach splinters, almost have enough for my my last zest here. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, that'll be it, the last level 4 hard mode. So anyway, that's the little strategy. You guys saw the cultist greathammer clear and everything. You saw the ritual and the breach, and this node is super important for the Titans. So yeah, go run some and see what you think, and maybe try the cultist greathammer. It's you know, it doesn't even have to be high damage. It does not have to be like this 20 divines. It could be like 200 to 350 damage and like 300 DPS, and it still clears the whole screen. It's really crazy. And I'll show you how I do that here before I just log off. Armor explosion and devastate. This still works. This was like a big topic of controversy early on when they said they nerfed it. Still works. Magnified effect, more AOE. Without AOE, this thing does nothing. That's why I think they will not nerf this. There's no reason for them to nerf it, because you have to focus your build on it. And, you know, if they nerf this, you know, you might as well just quit the game. They're going to nerf everything. So, primal armament, just more damage and more damage. We get like 19.6k mace strike. So, and it ignites and it does everything. And then hammer of the gods. Weapon swap hammer of the gods is like, you know, your multiple 100k, 200k ignite damage per second for the big bosses. Otherwise, I just use hammer on with this weapon. It's like 72k per second. And that clears your rare mobs and stuff like that. And you get to keep your shield on and stuff like that. The last thing you want to do is actually die, so. Anyway, that's how I've been making my divines. I have none now. I have none right now because I just blew a bunch, but I I got this from King of the Mist, and then I corrupted it and stuff. So I could have 20 divines right now. And then I have some just random 18 divine ring here, and just a bunch of different stuff that could pop off at any moment. Many divines sitting in here. So, yep. Anyway, that's the little build update, and that's the farming strategy for the Titan. I highly recommend it.